Stick around guys, you're about to see how to get the shovel down off your roof rack in under 5 seconds. Here we go! G'day guys, how you going? Rob here, back with another how-to video. Today we're looking at the Rhino Rack Stow It. So we're going to look at unboxing this, putting it up on the Ranger, on the Pioneer platform rack, and seeing how it works. Basically guys, what I try and do is bring you camping gear reviews, four-wheel drive gear reviews, take you to places to go camping, show you the sights and sounds, and if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's get into it. Now, on my Ranger, I run the Pioneer platform from Rhino Rack. I don't run the bare bone system, I think they call it, the one with the circles down the sides. I actually have the R600 legs, which are the old style fashion single legs that hold up the Pioneer roof rack. So far I can't fault it. The wind noise hasn't been overly terrible or anything like that. And what I'm looking to do here is put my shovel up on the Stow It rack. Now, the Stow It adapters have little locks on them as well, so you can lock whatever you've got in there with a key, and they're supposed to be really easy to unhook and rehook when you want to pull your shovel or your fishing rod or whatever you may have stored in it on and off. It's meant to be super quick, super easy, so we'll soon find out. Anyway, let's get on with it. We'll open it up and chuck it on the Ranger. Okie doke. So, let's have a look here. Push that back, lift that up, turn it around for you guys. So first up, little bag with keys and little rail slot adapters that allow you to slide along the rails of the Pioneer platform rack to lock it into wherever you like to put it in your rack. And looks like some little bolts and screws in there as well. Next up, the fitting instructions. Now, I highly recommend guys reading your fitting instructions. I'm going to read them before I put this on. There's been a lot of talk lately about roof racks and people not being aware of certain elements of roof racks and things. I'm not buying into all of that right now. Basically, all I can say is do your research, guys. Read the instructions. That's all I'm going to say on the issue. Right, moving on. Pop that open. Here we go. Looks like we've got the two main units here. Here's the first one. Oh yeah, nice and solid. Your shovel or your fishing rod or whatever it might be will go through here, and obviously this lifts up and open. Before I try it, I'll get the other one out first. Very nice indeed. All right, that's it. That's all that's in the box. That was just a little divider. Let's look at putting it together. Now, before we go putting this together, guys, I just want to let you know, it says here it has up to 8 kilos of load capacity on this unit itself. So if your shovel weighs more than 8 kilos, I highly doubt it, but if it does, you can't use these. If your fishing rod weighs more than 8 kilos, again, I don't think it will, you can't use it. I'm not quite sure what would weigh 8 kilos. It would be long sort of pole type item, but whatever it is, if it's over 8 kilos, it's not rated to hold. Doesn't mean it won't, but it's not rated to hold. So if something was to fail, it's kind of your own fault. All right, guys, now it says the fitting time for these units, 10 minutes. Let's see how we go. All right, first of all, we've got the latch here to open. Push that down and whammo, open she goes. Let's do that on this one so you can see it again. Push it in, whammo. Okay, from this point I can see through there, hopefully you can see it as well, a little hole, obviously for the bolt to go through that will attach to the slider that goes along your roof rack. Pretty simple installation by the look of it. Let's give it a go. Super easy, guys. I'm going into the Pioneer rack, so it may be different for other models, but this guy, you just literally pop through here, that goes through there and sits just nicely like that. Now obviously we need to go to the roof rack at this point and insert our little slider. This is what the screw will screw into and lock into place. All right, so let's go over and do it. Well, hi folks, welcome to the roof of the Ford Ranger. Now, little metal bolt holders, I'm going to call them. I don't know their technical name, apologies for that. With the little teeth pointing up. Place that in, and you can slide it using your pinky finger if you like, or a screwdriver or whatever you like, anywhere along the rail that you want it to be placed. Now, when you buy the kit, you also get an Allen key included. This is to tighten up the bolt that goes into that little clamp. So here we are. So I'm on the driver's side at the moment. I'm looking to have my shovel on the driver's side. So what I'm going to do here is slide that across. Let's go to there for now, just so we can get this bolt in. Now, obviously, it's up to you how you want to mount your Stow It, but remember that the clamp goes like this, or you can go like this. Now, I'm going to have it going so the clamp opens towards the inside of the car. That way it's easy for me just to get the shovel in and out. Another option, guys, is to get an L bracket, and I'll probably do this, I think. I'm probably going to go back and grab an L bracket so the shovel sits on the side. So at the moment it's going to sit flush on top of the roof rack. However, I'll probably get an L bracket, that way it can sit vertically. But anyway, for now, we'll keep going with this and we'll get it in. So now it's a matter of getting that guy in, lining up your Allen key. This is where it gets a little tricky. And, oh, don't tell me, I think I've got it first go. So we'll screw him in. We won't go too tight, just enough so it's grabbed. Because obviously this isn't really where I want this positioned at the moment. So I've probably got a little bit too tight there. Let me just come off just a tiny bit. There we go. And now it sits in there, obviously not flush and tight because I haven't tightened it up yet, because I haven't positioned this properly yet. And we can slide it along just nicely, and that little lock for the nut and the bolt comes along with it. So there you go. Again, I'm not going to tighten that up yet, because what I'll do is I'll put the other one on and then I'll get my shovel and put the shovel on and work out exactly the best position for these to sit. Alright, let's get the shovel on. Alrighty guys, here we go. This is the shovel I own, a Mean Mother, and it detaches. You can have the shovel to this length or to this length, and all different types of configurations, which is great for when you're on the beach. You can have it for a shorter shovel when you need to go and use it as a dunny shovel perhaps. And then you get the longer extension on it here, which is great for if you're bogged in the sand. You can get right underneath your car and get yourself out of any sandy, boggy situations. Fantastic, fantastic shovel, guys. Rhino Rack state that you should have the mounts roughly here and here. So obviously I'm only in a space cab, so that's going to be pretty much the limits of my my roof rack there, because it's not overly long. But what we'll do is we'll pop it up, get it in position, and show you the finished product. Now guys, obviously be careful as you put your shovel up, and make sure you don't smash any windows and all that kind of thing. But here we go. Let's see how our positioning is. I reckon that's pretty darn good. For positioning, I'd say that's almost perfect. So guys, as you can see, I've mounted the handle at the driving end, the front end of the car, and the actual spade of the shovel, whoop, as I nearly fall off, at the back. So going for a bit of aerodynamics there. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but we'll soon see. And as you can see guys, I've got that positioning quite nicely here at each end, and nice and even. So what I'll do now is we'll tighten it up and lock it into place. Just while I'm up here guys, I just want to show you this design here. Now, this camera angle really shows it off quite nicely. You've got all these teeth. These are the things that grab when you click it back in. So you've got the two buttons here that you can see, and as you can see that releases the teeth at this end, which will release the entire unit. It is on a spring as well. You can just see the spring in there, so it will fling back. Well, you don't need to pull it up and pull it off and all that kind of thing. So I'll give you a quick demo of it, eh? So I'm not pushing the button in, and it will actually click in by itself. And then, hopefully this doesn't hit the camera, and then as I release the buttons here, bang. So obviously when you side mount this, be wary of that, because if you side mount this and you just hit these buttons, particularly at the same time, there's nothing holding the shovel, and the shovel will just come down on you. So at the moment I've just got it flat on the top, as you can see. I will probably side mount this just to make it a little bit easier to get the shovel on and off, but just be wary of that. But great teeth design here. What I'll probably end up doing when I do put the shovel on and off is when I go to put it back on, I'll put the shovel on. Since it's top mounted, doesn't really matter, you can just sit there, and then I'll hold these in, push that down, and then release, instead of giving it the wear and tear of being constantly slammed down closed like that. So I imagine over time that will wear the teeth, but if you were to hold the button in, close it, and then release it without giving it that sort of jagged tension and grinding against the other clamp, you'll probably find it'll last even longer. But let's put the shovel on and take the shovel off and show you how it works. This should only take seconds. So as you can see, guys, you've got this rubber surround on the inside of the bracket there. Now what that does is obviously firstly it protects your shovel. It'll also stop your shovel from rattling around inside it. And as well as that, it allows different size shovels and shovel handles and things, fishing rods, all that kind of thing to adapt inside this rubber adapter. Now what I'll do is I'll just grab the camera here, bring this around. Apologies for the dodgy camera work. Just want to show you this. Now you'll notice that the clamp hasn't gone all the way down. Now that's totally fine, it's locked in there, don't get me wrong. But basically, since it's a larger handle on the shovel, you're not going to go the whole way down with the clamp. It physically won't let you go that far down. And this is another great aspect of this clamp because it's got multi-stages, I suppose you'd call it, of different sizes that you can fit inside this clamp. So there's a good chance that your shovel or your fishing rod or whatever you may be putting in here will fit this bracket. Now it does come with 2 keys, different to the ones that may be in your mount for your rack already. So be wary of that, it's a different key. When it's facing upwards like this, unlocked. To lock it, turn it to the right, pull out the key, and that's locked. So horizontal is locked, vertical is unlocked. So unlock, open, easy, close him down, lock it, pull the key out, locked, not going anywhere. So if you are going to leave this on your roof for a while and go to the shops and that kind of thing, you don't have to worry about people stealing your shovel. Now it's the only thing I've got mounted on here at the moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go for a drive and see if I notice any more considerable wind noise. So let's go for a quick drive around the block and see how we go, see how much noise it makes. Well folks, I don't know if you can hear it in the microphone, any wind noise or anything, but there's nothing to talk about there. I'd say it's the same as it was before. There's that little bit of wind noise from the roof rack itself, but nothing outrageous. And I can't tell the difference. I can't. If there's any more wind noise there, I'm certainly not noticing it. I've got up to speeds of 80, 100, and also driving around the back streets here. No difference, no change. So I think it passes the wind test. All right, well, there you have it, guys. The Rhino Rack Stow It accessory holder. Great for shovels and fishing rods and all those kinds of things. As you can see, super easy to install. Passed the wind test, made no noise. Super easy to get your shovel on, super easy to get your shovel off. And it's lockable as well, guys. I mean, what more can you ask for? Solid unit as well. Both brackets do have locks on it. I'm only ever going to lock one because you're never going to get the shovel off with one locked and one unlocked. Sure, you might be able to unlock the back one, but with that front one still locked, no one's taking a shovel off, guys. So that's it for this one. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this kind of thing, and there'll be plenty more to come. Cheers, guys.